everybody, I'm Randy Kertz and welcome to Making Music Plain Well. I am a chiropractor, acupuncturist, and bassist in private practice in Chicagoland area, and the idea of this monthly column will be, again, as the title would imply, to show you how you can play well, and that is to say how to avoid injury, how to avoid things that may cause injury down the line, how to identify things that one may be doing that may be causing an injury, etc., etc. So what I want to do is include all instruments really in basic instructions or methods here, and if I want to focus on something specifically, I will point that out. In this case, I'd like to talk first of all about warming up. So warming up can mean different things to different people. For some people it will mean playing scales. For some people it will mean running all the modes in 12 keys. For some people it will mean doing nothing. Everybody's got their sort of idea of what that might be. So I'm going to show you a few things that you can do that will be helpful to anybody and that may help to get you started thinking about how you can play well and also avoid injury in the short and the long term. So what I'm talking about first of all when I say warm up is not necessarily so much on the instrument, but basically your approach to the instrument. For example, if you are going to start to pick up the instrument or sit down in front of the instrument or whatever the case may be, rather than just kind of go into it and pick it up or sit down and get started, it's good to think about your approach first before you start playing anything. For example, you may have had a day where you're stressed or you're tight or you're tense or you're not thinking about particularly anything to do with the instrument and you just go at it at as another task, and that can cause tension and additional stress to build up, which will again build up to cause long-term perhaps problems in the future. So a good thing to do before you're going to play is just to simply take a deep breath in, lift your shoulders up as high as they'll go, up towards your ears, and drop them out and breathe out. So again, just when you do that, you will very likely notice that your shoulders drop about an inch from where they were before you did this task. That's because most of us carry our stress around in our neck and shoulders, and we're walking around like this all the time without necessarily realizing it. So by stopping and taking a moment to, again, breathe in deeply, lift the shoulders and drop them, we are making a conscious change in our body by taking in the air and letting it out again, and that helps to loosen up those muscles. So right off the bat, that's going to be a little bit looser and something that's going to be useful to us. Then when you pick up the instrument, you will be in more of a frame of mind to start playing or warming up from there, depending on how you would usually do it, but at least you'll be a little more relaxed from the get-go. There's postural concerns that this can help with too, which we'll get into in future weeks, but for now, let's take it slow. Get into the habit not only of when you're playing your instrument, but throughout the day of taking in a deep breath, raising your shoulders and dropping them, and you'll feel looser. You can do that anytime. You can do that when you get up. You can do that before you go to bed. You can do that before you're playing. You can do that when you're stressed, anytime at all. So that's our first column, as it were. Again, Randy Kertz at Making Music. You can address any concerns or questions or topics for inclusion in this series to myself at drkertz@drkertz.com, or you can find my website www.drkertz.com, and you can contact me through there. Again, thanks a lot for tuning in, and I look forward to seeing you again next month, and stay safe and be careful and play well. Thanks. Bye-bye.